Again, we're going to call to order. Who do we have for our invocation this evening? Nobody? Councilman Gilmore, would you read our invocation, please?
We'll pray. Father, in Jesus' name, we honor you for this day. God, we ask you to have your way in this chamber, God, tonight. We ask you to shine your light so that all things could be done decently and in order, Lord. Continue to grow us and give us prosperity in good health. In Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
All right, attention, salute, and pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Cora, would you call the roll?
Councilor Gilmore,
Here.
Woodley. Here. Stone.
Here.
Rhoda.
Here.
Boatright.
Here.
Beatty.
Here.
Mayor.
Here, we have a quorum. On to citizens' comments on non-agenda items. Residents may address the council regarding an item that is not listed on the agenda. Residents must provide their name and address. Council requests comments be limited to 5 minutes. We've got several signed up tonight. Mr. Belcher? We got a digital clock now.
I see that. Tell me, can you give me a warning whenever?
Yeah, we'll give you a 1 minute warning.
15 seconds at
Flag
least?
debate.
All right. Stephen Belcher, box 1601, McAllister, Oklahoma. I want to address an issue with you tonight. Back on June 27th, when y'all had a special meeting, I came up here to discuss during the citizen comments about our flags that are on display here in the city of McAllister. There was no public comment, citizen comment that day, and I visited with the city manager about the condition of the fire station flag in Northtown, about it being ripped and tore, and also the one at the police department. He took notes of it. I gave y'all till the first meeting in July, thinking that, okay, you need a little time to get it ordered and get it in. Second meeting in July, I had my son's birthday in Broken Arrow to go to, so I wasn't able to address it. So tonight, I want to address that issue with you. Every day, I pass the Northtown Fire Station flag. It's ripped up. It looks pitiful. The Oklahoma flag is so faded out, you can't even tell what it is. Those guys take it down every evening. Most evenings, I'll say. They know it's in the condition it's in. So if they haven't reported it, or the fire chief hasn't done something about it, I don't understand. You know, I go down Carl Albert. It's a main street that goes through our state highway that goes through, that visitors are liable to see the condition that that flag's in. And the veterans, I don't know. I mean, I have veteran friends that are upset about it, but they're just not the type of people that would come up here and speak out. They would just hope that the condition is going to get fixed. Well, I'm speaking out for them too. Can we not do something about getting our flags in better shape than they are? I sent 4 councilmen up here pictures of the conditions of the flags. The one in Northtown, the wind wasn't blowing very good on the way up here this evening, so I didn't get a very good shot of it. So hopefully y'all receive those and see what kind of condition it's in. And I'll remind you too that North Main is supposed to be the Jefferson Highway. So if we have visitors that come through for the Jefferson Highway, we should have at least the flags represent the city very good, very well. And another issue is the Executive Order 2025-15 by the governor, flying the flags at half-staff for Governor George Nyes passing away. As far as I know, he hasn't been buried yet. That's supposed to go through until the time he's buried. I don't know why. I know a few days it was at half-staff, and then all of a sudden they were back up. So I don't know what the deal was at. But should I give up as trying to show any pride for the American flag in the city of McAllister? Should I just give up? Or can we do a little bit better than what we're doing? All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Susky.
Good evening. It's actually my wife and I, and Eric Susky, Janie Susky, 1118 South 14th Street, McAllister, Oklahoma. Mr. Mayor, David, the rest of the city council, we begged you about 4 months ago to take care of some drainage in our house, and we are happy to report that the drainage ditch is completed. Well, it's fixed. It's
Almost complete.
Almost complete.
And we are so excited, and thank you very much, each and every one of you,
Yes.
for the expedient. It's taken a year, but hey, that's great, and just thank you, we greatly appreciate it.
Yeah. And that was me who asked for the rain last night to ops check it.
It works great.
Thank you again so much. So many times so often we complain so fast, and we're not very quick to say thank you. Thank you to each one of you. Thank you. It's amazing.
Thanks for sharing. Ms. Ward?
Hello, my name is Stephanie Ward. I'm here with my husband Joe Ward, and we live at 402 Edgewood Drive. Good evening, council members, mayor, and fellow members of the McAllister community. My name is Stephanie Ward. I've been sober since September 29, 2023, and I'm a recent proud graduate of the Pittsburgh County District 18 Specialty Courts Drug and Mental Health Court Program. That program in this community gave me a second chance at life. Today I'm here to share a movement born from that second chance, Sober October. Sober October is a month-long challenge that blends the fun and spirit of Halloween with the power of personal change. It invites all of the ages to take 31 days to step away from alcohol or any habit that no longer serves them and embrace health, connection, and purpose. It's not about restriction. It's about choosing something better. Better health, better relationships, and a better future. It's a celebration of possibility and a reminder that positive change is worth talking about, worth sharing, and worth living out loud. This year, Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt has officially proclaimed October a Sober October, recognizing as the campaign to inspire recovery, encourage prevention, and strengthen communities across our state. At the heart of this year's campaign is the Sober October Pledge Wall, a bold public installation where people can sign their commitment to go alcohol-free for the month, to support a loved one, or to let go of a personal habit that's holding them back. Why McAllister deserves a pledge wall. Visibility and awareness in a high-traffic location, it becomes a daily reminder that change is possible and that our city stands together. Community unity. This is for everyone, not just people in recovery. Families, youth, and community members can all take part. Support and prevention. It sends a message to our youth that a sober lifestyle is something to be proud of, and it shows that those who are struggling that they are not alone. City pride. McAllister can lead by example, showing other communities how to turn awareness into action. Sober October is already gaining momentum. On October 1st, I'll be featured on ABC's 8 Tulsa to share this movement statewide. On October 11th, I'll host a live Spooky Sips mocktail demonstration at the Pittsburgh County Fall Festival from 11 to 4, inviting people to enjoy festive alcohol-free drinks that prove that fun doesn't need a buzz. The McAllister Pledge Wall will be handcrafted by my husband, Joe Ward, whose skills will bring their vision to life. It will be funded entirely by local sponsorships at no cost to the city. This wall will not just be beautiful, it will be a living symbol of hope, courage, and community spirit. In October, alongside the wall, we'll host community events, Spooky Sips tastings, and partner with local recovery groups and treatment centers to spread encouragement and resources. Tonight I'm asking for your support in approving a high visibility location for the McAllister Pledge Wall for the month of October, and your help in encouraging our residents to take the pledge. This wall is more than wood and paint. It's a statement that McAllister believes in health, hope, and second chances, because I am living proof of what happens when a community stands behind someone's comeback story. Thank you for listening, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
But with our citizen comments, we can't have a back and forth because it's not on the agenda. Who would be the best department?
I would say let's go to tourism.
For tourism? Is anybody here for tourism?
Can you take her name? Okay.
Maybe not. Yeah, Ken, that will get your name and number, and we
Okay.
can get tourism in touch with you.
Great, thank you so much for your time.
Mr. Swing?
I'd just like to say thank you for the quick tree removal from my several yards that I have. I know you guys took a beating on some of that stuff, and they come by and got my stuff out of there pretty quick. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anybody that wasn't on the sign-up sheet? not, we'll move on to the consent agenda. All matters listed on the consent agenda are considered to be routine by the city council and be enacted by one motion. There will not be separate discussion on these items. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately. Anybody like anything removed?
G.
Anything else? All right, I'll take a motion to approve A through F and H through J. Motion, Counselor Boatright, second, Counselor Woodley. Cora, would you call the roll?
Counselor Boatright?
Yes.
Woodley? Yes. Gilmore?
Yes.
Stone?
Yes.
Roden?
Yes.
Beatty?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes, and motion carries. All right, Counselor Beatty?
Item G, it just says supplement, but if you look at the municipal code that, under G, it's just like a glossary, and it doesn't tell us anything. So can you tell us about that?
So every year around this time, we have to do a supplement to the municipal code. All of the ordinances that we have gone through this year have to be codified with Municode. They're our codification service. This is the action that it takes to direct that to happen. So it's basically we're taking all of the ordinances that have not been yet codified in. They all have to be codified in with.
Be codified.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Motion to
Motion
approve.
approved.
Motion, Counselor Beatty, second, Counselor Gilmore. Cora, would you call the roll?
Vice Mayor Beatty?
Yes.
Counselor Gilmore?
Yes.
Woodley? Yes. Stone?
Yes.
Roden?
Yes.
Boatright?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes, and the motion carries. All right, move on to a public hearing. All persons interested in an ordinance listed under the scheduled business have an opportunity to be heard in accordance with Article 2, Section 212B of the city charter. Tonight we have an ordinance for our fiscal year. Do I have a motion to go into a public hearing? Motion, Counselor Gilmore, second, Counselor Boatright. Cora, would you call the roll?
Counselor Gilmore?
Yes.
Boatright?
Yes.
Stone?
Yes.
Roden?
Yes.
Beatty?
Yes.
Woodley? Yes. Mayor?
Yes, the motion carries. Do we have anybody that would like to speak on the budget for fiscal year 24-25? This is just an amendment. Not seeing anyone, I'll take that motion to close the public hearing. Motion, Counselor Beatty, second, Counselor Stone. Cora, would you call the roll?
Vice Mayor Beatty?
Yes.
Counselor Stone?
Yes.
Roden?
Yes.
Boatright?
Yes.
Gilmore?
Yes.
Woodley? Yes. Mayor?
Yes, the motion carries. On to scheduled business, item number 1 is discussion on possible action to authorize the city manager to negotiate terms of sale of raw water to Black Mountain Energy Storage.
For the record, sir, the agenda did say Blue Mountain. I don't know how Blue Mountain got onto it, but of course, spell check isn't gonna check that, so.
Yeah, they're close.
My apologies for that. My apologies to Black Mountain, who is in that room tonight. I don't know how that happened, because if you look down in the discussion of the agenda report, it does say Black Mountain, so everything else is correct. The essence of this is we were approached by Black Mountain Energy for the purchase of approximately 6 million gallons a day of raw water. We don't have a term for that. We don't have a raw water purchase agreement that big, so we're gonna have to negotiate this, and for that purpose, I'm requesting that council authorize me to negotiate that with my team, with Black Mountain. So, Black Mountain is here to kind of discuss a little bit about what their plans are for that, and they can answer questions. I don't want them to get too deep into this until we get into the discussion of an agreement, which will have to come later. So all you are authorizing to do tonight is just to authorize me to negotiate with them on some kind of purchase agreement for that water. So.
And to echo the manager's comments, no matter what agreement is reached, it will come back to this body for final approval, so.
Yes.
Whether really tonight, we're just looking for the head nod to proceed, and whatever the results of those discussions are, we'll come back to this body for final.
Ken, do you have anything you wanna throw in?
I do not, I've listened to what's gotten us
Yeah.
this far, and I'm, yeah, I know. My name and address.
Yeah.
No, I've been involved with the preliminary discussions, and I think where we're at now is trying to define the terms that are amicable to both parties. We will come back, as was stated, with the final terms for approval.
Do you wanna come up and just kinda give a 60,000 foot overview?
I can if you'd like.
Just a very brief, like, high level. Yes, please.
Absolutely.
And-
Do I need to give my
yes.
address?
No, not your address, but
Okay.
at least let them know your name.
Carolyn O'Brien, I'm with Black Mountain Energy Storage. Thanks for having us today. As Dave was saying, we are looking at obtaining 6 million gallons a day of raw water from you guys for a proposed data center that we have south of Kiowa. So quite a long ways away. But we're very excited with the project. About the project. I'm really resisting getting into more details, but we're working with the county and with Caddo and with the town of Kiowa and you guys, so everybody's sort of involved, and we're really excited about working with y'all further and getting the agreement in place. If y'all have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. I was just trying not to get into the weeds.
I'm foggy on all of it. What are you selling?
So we're doing a proposed data center, and the water is for cooling purposes.
Okay, just kind of like Bitcoin or something?
No, not Bitcoin. Bitcoin can be data centers, but this is not proposed to be a Bitcoin facility. It'll be like an AI data center.
Okay.
It's large computers.
Yeah. It basically just looks like a big
Confused.
office industrial. You've seen the industrial ones with the offices in the front. It basically looks like that. So nice clean lines, nothing really to look at.
I will say for council's purposes also, our team has vetted our volumes. I think we're
Yes.
good there.
Is this something to do with the Toka down there? Are they doing the same thing? Okay,
It's a different project.
Different projects.
thank you.
Of course.
Any other questions? All right, Commissioner
Will,
Chris.
will it being water cooled, will it be quieter?
Yes.
I mean, I've seen, the Texas Bitcoin mines down there are terrifying the neighbors and
Yes.
running off the livestock and all that stuff.
Yeah, so there's a difference between Bitcoin and data center in
Yeah.
terms of the noise, but then also air cooled and water cooled. And we don't want to do air cooled, which
Yeah.
is why we need to bring water from so far away. There's a lot of reasons why we don't wanna do air cooled, but that is one of them, is that the noise can be louder.
Good.
Any other questions? Have a motion? Motion. Counselor Gilmore and second Counselor Woodard.
Thanks, everybody.
Cora, would you call the roll?
Counselor Gilmore?
Yes.
Woodley? Yes. Boatright?
Yes.
Beatty?
Yes.
Stone?
Yes.
Roden?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes, and the motion carries. Item number 2, discussion of possible action to approve ordinance amending ordinance number 2812 with established for the budget for fiscal year 2024-25, repealing all conflicting ordinances, providing for severability clause, and declaring an emergency. Ms. Wood?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Tonight I bring to you 3 different budget amendments. In this, as you know, our fiscal year ended on June 30th, but we do take our time, Karen and I, to go through our budget, what is left, and have to make adjustments to make things, correct or in line with everything. There was a couple of things that were left off the large group of budget amendments that you approved last meeting. So I've got 3 more that are here tonight to get your approval on. The first one is with MPWA, and what we're doing here is taking $52,342 from fund balance from MPWA and transferring into dedicated sales tax fund. And what that is that's our bond payment. And for, just to kind of give you a little bit of the history, the last couple of years, we've actually not had to supplement our bond payments because our sales tax has been covering that cost and those payments each month, each year. So this is usually, in the past, three years ago, it was up to $300 and something thousand that we've had to use from MVWA to make those payments. But this one, we just, after the year completed, we're only gonna have to supplement the $52,000. So Exhibit 1 is taking that from MPWA. Exhibit 2 is taking that fund, the dedicated sales tax, into that fund and allocating it to that particular line item to offset that shortfall in the sales tax. Then the third one that I have is with ARPA. We have a couple of projects that are still going with DWSRF conjunction. Anyway, we had there's no cost associated. It's just taking one amount to cover another line. So it's really a $0 on revenues and expenditure. It's just a clean wash.
Any questions? And I believe, and it's a little off topic, but you were out a couple of months ago, and was there a certification or something that we didn't get to publicly acknowledge you for?
Oh, yeah.
What was the name of that?
It's actually certified public financial administration. So Karen and I both completed that, those requirements, and was recently certified. And when I got to go to Chicago, that was one of the things, as a board president of my Oklahoma Association of Public Treasurers, I was also recognized in Chicago a couple weeks ago. So,
Excellent. Well, belated congratulations, and
Thank you.
we appreciate you both for working so hard and keeping up with those things and making our city look good.
Thank you very much.
All right, do we have, no, we said there was no questions. All right, motion to approve. Motion, Counselor Boatright, second, Counselor Stone. Cora, would you call the roll?
Counselor Boatright?
Yes.
Stone?
Yes.
Beatty?
Yes.
Gilmore?
Yes.
Woodley? Yes. Roden?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes, the motion carries. This has an emergency. Motion for the emergency. Motion, Counselor Gilmore, second, Counselor Beatty. Cora, would you call the roll?
Counselor Gilmore?
Yes.
Beatty?
Yes.
Woodley? Yes. Stone?
Yes.
Roden?
Yes.
Boatright?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes, the motion carries. On to item number 3, discussion of possible action on authorizing the mayor to sign a change order number 1 for Lone Hickory Cattle LLC in the amount of $40,000 for DWSRF project number 8A, Stonewall Railroad Crossing.
Council, this is project 8A of the DWSRF project. It is for the railroad crossing up on Stonewall. Why we were digging the water line, we ran into a couple of sewer issues in the project itself. And what this is gonna do is add 2 manholes and 100 feet of line to correct those issues that we have identified. Contractor's there, he's got the ditches open and everything else. And the prices that he gave was in line with what we see. So our recommendation is to approve the change order.
Any questions? Motion to approve. Motion, Counselor Boatright, second, Counselor Woodley. Cora, would you call the roll?
Counselor Boatright?
Yes.
Woodley? Yes. Roden?
Yes.
Beatty?
Yes.
Gilmore?
Yes.
Stone?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes, and the motion carries. Item number 4, discussion of possible action authorizing the mayor to sign change order number 2 for Lone Hickory Cattle LLC in the amount of $91,228 for DWSRF project number 13B, main water system improvements.
Council, this is project 13B. It is the water line that's going all the way from Monroe, I believe, all the way down to Comanche. Okay, it's a major project. It's going right down Main Street. we're approaching the end of the project itself. We're trying to tie the existing lines in that comes in from the side, and we're having issues with getting the water off because valve's not working. And the majority of this change order is to put inserter valves in so we don't have to kill half of the town to put valves in. We're gonna put the valves in live, okay? And also in here is a stop for the 20-inch line that comes through the hospital. There's no way we can shut the water off at the hospital if we can keep from, and that's the 20-inch valve.
Any discussion?
So, why wasn't, when you looked at the prints, when this project was put together, why wasn't that 20-inch line stop anticipated? Why is it just now coming to light?
We had a previous project that was going to put a 20-inch insert valve in this line before this project bid. We had issues with that contractor and we canceled his contract. This valve never got put in. So now we're trying to get it put in. Well, it's not a valve now, we're trying to stop the line so we can cap the line off because we got a new line going down Washington. Did I answer your question?
You did, but my question is that you got $91,000. How many dollars in change orders have we had on this project? Can you anticipate?
I can.
Or can you tell me?
Yep. Round one. We had $120,000 change order to add 6-inch line. That was going up, I think it was Jefferson and up First Street, had a major leak there. And we replaced that line as a contractor was going through. And then we have this change order. So we've had to.
So my question is on the DWFSRO project, in total, was this Lone Hickory Cattle Company, were they given the entire project?
Yes.
So how much in change orders have they given us from the time that the project began to now? I know you probably don't have that number with you.
Well, it was a 120,000 plus the 91.
That's the entire DWSRA project?
Oh, you're talking about all of the
Yes.
projects?
Because we just keep getting
I
change
don't
order
have
after
that.
change order, 40,000 here, 50,000 there. That adds up to a lot.
Yeah, and
Councilman, that we're not putting the deductions in front of you. Those are now on consent. So even in this one, we have deductions that we're not paying out. In fact, we're getting that money back and deducting it back into the system. So the money that we're saving on some projects are getting moved over to other projects. So if you look in consent order.
So J was $35,409.31. And there was another $49,718.95.
And that was just in this month.
So there's about 85,000 in consent that were deductions.
There were deductions?
Yes.
Versus a $91,000 change order.
but I can get you that number.
Would you please?
Absolutely. Thank you.
What was the original value of Project 13B?
13B was $2.8 million.
Councilman, to kind of maybe allay some concerns, state law will allow a cumulative change order of 10%. So if this is a $2.8 million project, the most the change orders can be would be $280,000. At $280,000 and a penny, that penny must be rebid.
Okay.
I was gonna say, a lot of these change orders, it seem like they're coming across are, just like you said, where they get in there, valve doesn't work, now we gotta replace the valve. Or even saving us a little bit of money if they get in there and they go, hey, we've already got the ground open, we can tee off over here and fix this problem while we're in the
But when I used to big piping projects, we used to pad our bids just in case that did happen. That's why I'm wondering why we're having change orders. Are they, you know, I know they've had their bid, they have to, because they don't anticipate, you know, just like getting in there, find a valve that doesn't work. Is this over and above that? I'm just gonna make sure we're not spending too much money.
The first change order that we received was, that was discretionary. That was what we requested. We wanted that done because of the water leak that was going down First Street from Adams down to Jefferson. If you've driven that and remember
That's by
that,
the gym.
between the medians, and it was flooding out Jefferson going towards Maine.
Right.
So the first instance on this DWSRF project, that was discretionary. It was on us. We wanted that done because we needed to fix that leak. Our teams were out there looking for that leak for months and we couldn't find it. And their team came in there and they had it fixed within 2 weeks, I think. So it was a good project. It needed to get done. It was discretionary on our part. We did approve that at this level. So I want to just point out, you know, that was a discretionary one. This one, we're doing this because if we don't, we're going to have to shut the hospital off. We don't want to do that. And so I know it sounds like we get a lot of these change orders, and we do. And I would say in the last 2 years, 40% of them have been coming back to us as we start closing these things out. So I don't want to, you know, throw salt at a contractor that has been doing hard and working hard for us. But I also understand it's frustrating. It is, and the amount of time that we've been on this project, it's incredibly frustrating for the residents and for the merchants that have been affected by it. We understand that. Dale understands that. And Dale understands it because I bash his head over with it many times. He hears it from me every other week. So, but I just want to make sure. Change order 1 was discretionary. It was us. We requested it. That was not something that was a part of the original deal.
How does that affect the 10%?
Matters not.
Matters not.
To be clear, discretionary or mandatory, 10% is the limit. At 10% and 1 penny, must rebid.
Go ahead, Bill.
Well, the other thing that I like to point out is all of these, or most of these items that we bid out are unit price, okay? At the end of the project, we measure every foot we put in. If I change anything by 10 feet, it goes on a change order, plus or minus. So yes, you'll see a lot of change orders. If it was a lump sum bid, we probably wouldn't see a whole lot of change orders. But every time, I mean, if we think we're doing a 6x6 connection and we could get out there and it's actually a 4-inch pipe, change order. Okay, and that's plus and minus, and we also put contingency money in the bids to take care of those things that have already bid. The project that the city manager was talking about, that was actually an extension on already a bid item. So it wasn't like the contractor came in and gave us another price. It was a price that he had bid on the original project. We just extended the quantity, okay? And that's the reason we do that. We really don't know what we're gonna find when we start digging things up.
Sure.
Okay, the 20-inch line was supposed to be a 16-inch line, for an example.
But at the end of the day, one of the things is we're supposed to be good stewards of the city's money, so I appreciate you asking that question.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Problem I have a problem with Lone Hickory Cattle LLC about what they do around businesses and stuff like that. I got a real text from Cully Stevens on his property out at George and I about how they dumped gravel on his property. He told them not to do it. He showed them another place they could do it. They've damaged his retaining wall and stuff, and all the quarters down on South Main and stuff. They do what they want to. And actually over there on the railroad track down there in Northtown, there's a business down there, and they just come in, put up barriers and everything, didn't say one word to them about it, and block their business off. They can get to it, but it's hard. But it's not courteous to do something like that and put gravel in front of your operating business where people can't get into it, like down on South Main. They're having problem about how they're putting concrete in because they're having to break it out in several places around town. I don't know if they're using substandard concrete or what. What's up with that? Down on South Main.
This is the first I've heard of these issues. I'll address with them. I've never had an issue with them if I approach them with an issue that needs to be corrected. Okay, it usually does get corrected, but I'll talk to them and we'll see what we can do.
So the issue with you're seeing with the concrete now is when they poured that back, they only poured back a slim coat on top because they knew they had to come back in and do the tie-ins. They didn't want to leave it open for the months that it was going to take them to come back, so they put in a small slim coat in. They've already pulled some of that out so that they could do their tie-ins, and then they're going to go back in at full depth. So those were temporary concrete fixes that did spider. They looked like it looked bad, but it was purposefully done. They didn't go to full depth.
That long length there right on Cherokee and in front of the old bus station.
Yeah, that was just a temporary fix.
It's a temporary fix.
That's probably something that we need to address in the future if we have temporaries.
Notification.
Just kind of put it out to the public, so they know, so we don't get confusion on that.
Well, the point is, we were trying to get the traffic back.
Yeah.
Open up, you know, that's a main street there.
Can you tell me how are the private citizens or business owners notified that work is going to be done on their property? Because I've had a couple of reach outs too, that they were.
We put it out on, we put it out on social media. It goes out on the Connect app. It goes out on every means that we have.
The contractor doesn't have any responsibility.
No, that's all us. And we have a gentleman that works for us that project manages all of that. And he notifies Adrian. Adrian puts it out on every platform we have to notify when tie-ins are occurring and whenever we're gonna have an outage.
I think Councilor Harrison a few years ago had suggested at a meeting that the contractor have some type of door hanger or some type of card that identified who they were, who their contact person was, who the city's contact person was, and 2 or 3 days beforehand, that was placed at they made a visit to the place of business or the residence or just put it on their door, because sometimes people aren't on social media or don't have the newspaper. So I can't imagine that it would be that unwieldy in a block just for someone to come by and to leave that. That way they know who they can contact right away, or if gravel is coming or something. So I think it's more our responsibility than the citizens to have to find that information out. I think it was a good suggestion when she made it a couple of years ago. There had been some residents that couldn't get out of their driveway because some city trucks were blocking the driveway and there was some work being done. So it's just a courtesy, but I think it's an easy thing to do.
Good suggestion. We're starting to get a little bit in the gray though of our agenda item.
I appreciate that when I come back, that's what you do, that makes me happy.
I knew you were about to get on to me. Any further questions? Motion to approve. Motion Counselor Gilmore, second Counselor Beatty. Cora, would you call the roll?
Counselor Gilmore?
Yes.
Beatty?
Yes.
Woodley?
Yes.
Stone?
Yes.
Roden?
Yes.
Boatright?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes, the motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 5, discussion possible action approving the purchase of a SCADA and process automation system for work from Worth Hydrochem of Oklahoma in the amount of $178,000 for the water treatment plant improvements. Mr. Huff?
All right. How's everybody doing tonight? Can you hear me good?
Tough crowd.
Okay. Yeah. You guys are all warmed up on him now. That's why I let him get up here and do his thing. So, my mama didn't raise no fool. Anyway, yes, the SCADA system upgrades. Recently, I had brought up to everyone that we had been discussing bringing that plant into the 21st century. bringing the capabilities of that plant up and making sure it's gonna run optimally. That is what this is for. It's an upgraded SCADA system. Right now, that plant basically runs in manual. The operators have to do just about everything in manual, from timing their pumps. And I don't know how many times you people have been out there, but it is a large area, very large. So anytime there's an interruption or a disruption to anything, they're all over the place.
We're waiting until February when it's about 20 degrees.
Right,
We're
yeah.
gonna skip the
Yeah,
August
so,
105.
so long story short, it's a process to get anything done out there, and this is what's gonna save us time. It's what's gonna save us money. It's gonna flow pace all the chemicals. It's gonna make everything centrally ran from one computer. Basically, the layout of it is gonna be all new programming. It's gonna put the filters to where they run back in auto. As it is now, if an operator has to backwash a filter, they turn that filter off, they drain it, and then they have to run back and forth to the other 4 filters and adjust their flows. Up, down, however they need to maintain their levels. When optimal running conditions means you flip this one and you're gonna backwash it, these other 3 take up the slack automatically. We have the capabilities to do that. The backbone of it is there, which is why this price is not more than what it is. The backbone's already there. They have the capabilities of running everything. They just need new wiring and a new updated program, a centralized computer, chemicals put on flow pacing, which is going to drastically save money on chemicals. And I've said it and I've preached it a million times. You save money in 3 different places at a treatment facility. That's chemicals, people, and power. This is gonna save money in all 3 spots. Definitely in chemicals. We're gonna be using way less chemicals. And if anybody has noticed from the budget from last year to the last couple of years, just implementing jar testing saved us so much money last year on chemicals. So now having the plant to where it can run at a set point that the operator sets it at the computer, it's gonna save a whole lot of money. So it's an easy sell for me, but if you guys have any questions whatsoever, I'm here willing to answer them,
So part of your discussion was automation, but I assume alarms and emergencies are
Yes.
the other portion of this?
Yes, it's gonna have a call-out system. It's also means it's gonna be on several platforms. There will be an iPad that can be carried around with the operator, so whenever they're doing duties out in the facility, they can be alarmed. This is also probably going to change the way scheduling is done too. We will be able to better optimize our operators and use their time a lot more wisely to get maintenance issues done, things that need taken care of with our plant maintenance operator, who is just one by himself. So this will free up some people to help him deal with issues too.
Any questions? Motion to approve. Motion Counselor Stone, second Counselor Gilmore. Cora, would you call the roll?
Counselor Stone?
Yes.
Gilmore?
Yes.
Woodley? Yes. Roden?
Yes.
Boatright?
Yes.
Beatty?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes, the motion carries. Item number 6, discussion of possible action to create a solution to the issues at Lake McAllister. Counselor Boatright?
Okay, Mike, you wanna come up? Mike is interested in taking care of the lake property, at no cost. He's gonna maintain mowing the grass, in control of people that are coming out there that we're having problems with now. So I'll let Mike.
Hey, yeah,
Name and address, please.
so, I've been up here a few more times than okay, so, anyway, my name's Mike Thomas. I live next to the lake, have forever. I've not moved 69 years, not moved 50 feet my whole life. I've been there 69 years. My son is going to retire from the military. He's 46. He'll retire in 2 years. He has a house next to the park as well. Currently, right now, he's I got to get this right. He's Chief Master Sergeant. He's over 1,400 men at McConnell Air Force Base, 42 airplanes, and those ones that went to Iraq. Where was it at? Where they bombed here a while back? My son takes care of the refueling tankers, so that's what he does. But hey, this is not new to me, so what I'm going to show you here, if you mind, is these are pictures of the park right now. That was August. That's August 2020. Here we are. There's my son I just mentioned there.
Those are the bathrooms at the dock.
Yeah, but you can see we're painting those. That's back in 2020. We've been doing this forever. So before we do anything else, what I'd like for y'all, Mel Pretty asked me to take care of this years ago, and you know, if somebody's raising hell down there, I go down there and I say, hey, y'all mind knocking it off, or I'm gonna call the police. Most of the time they do that. What I'd really like to have before we get into the weeds on this is, I would like to have something that's just like a volunteer for the city of McAlester. And then I would like for y'all to create a letter. So, and that letter would say, if you're getting one of these, call the McAlester Police Department. Because if you're getting one of them, you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing. That way I don't have to argue with them or threaten them of any kind. I just say, hey guys, look, you know, you can't be drinking down here. Get rid of your pit bulls, you know, that kind of thing, right? So if y'all would consider that, I'd much appreciate that. I live right next to it. There's a gate there. When you know, when individuals want to party all night, I go and I said, hey, listen, this park closes at 10 o'clock, and I close the gate and open it back up the next morning. So that's temporary right now, what I'd like for y'all to consider. The other thing I'd like to do is, that park is, y'all know who the park's named after? Anybody? Tommy Smallwood. You know him, Randy?
I didn't know him, but I know there is.
Okay, so he was in the JCs and he got killed putting up lights for the city of McAlester. And there's a huge monument out there for the guy, okay? So we're not taking care of that space out there. If y'all looked at the dock, anybody looked at the dock? Yeah. It's a disaster, and it's sitting way out there. I spoke with your guy over here. He's going to get me some reflectors, and I'll go out there and put some lights on it so somebody don't crash in on it. But what I'd like to do is come back with a proposal, and then I would like to, I'm going to retire, and then my son's going to retire. So I'm 69. I figure I can do this another 10 years, and then he said he would be willing to do it as well, because we're going to live right here. What we'd like to do is we'll help you take care of the park. We would like for you to lease it to us. I'll put some, in addition to that, I will create some camping sites up there to offset the cost, because I'm going to take care of that large dock out there and probably move it around so it doesn't get washed away. So if y'all would consider that, I'll put together something and for a lease. You know, hey, I've got 3 zero-turn mowers. I've got 3 tractors, a 60 horse, 40 horse, and 2 40 horses, several brush hogs. So I've got the equipment to take care of it. But you know, this is going to be a big undertaking on my part if I choose to do this, and I've thought about it for a while. So I would keep your place manicured. If you go out there and look at it now, there is concrete, brick picnic tables that the prisoners years ago they'd bring the prisoners from out here to prison, and they built all them picnic tables and put them all up. They're just all turned over right now, upside down. I ask any of y'all to go out there and look at it. I've got pictures here if you want to look. But I will take care of it, and but for that I want a 15-year lease with another 15 years, and you know, and if whatever I put into it, if y'all want it back, I'd like for you to buy me out. But I will, it'll be open to the public. There'll be no restriction. They use it except, you know, maybe late at night or what have you. Most of the time when they're fishing late at night, I said, hey guys, if you don't want to be bothered, shut the gate up there and then you can fish all night, you know. Just, sometimes it gets pretty rowdy out there. And if I had, and back to the volunteer badge, if I had that, I wouldn't have to call, your police wouldn't have to drive all the way out there. Most of the time those individuals would, you know, they would say, oh, okay, sorry, you know. But it does help put a little bite into the request.
Something I would imagine in that would be more, I don't know, is the term camp host? When you go into the state park and they've got the.
Yeah, you got park rangers and then, yeah,
Maybe
camp manager.
Maybe a camp manager type situation with the lease, we'd have to put out an RFP and all that for that, wouldn't we?
John, is that doable? I mean, I know Corps of Engineers lease those parks.
Well, it could certainly do it, no doubt. There's a process, we certainly could not agree to that tonight.
Yeah.
But we can certainly begin that process tonight. If that was the direction council wished to go, we can begin that process.
So I would, hey, I would like whoever you appoint to help me work with it. We create the details so we don't have to go back and forth, and I'll bring y'all something up I can live with, something y'all can live with.
Please do, Mike.
Huh?
Please do.
Yeah, 'cause, you know, hey, look here. I've got pictures of the grass about this high, so I know if I was in here in town, I'd be getting a letter from y'all. I called Billy Jack and I asked him, I said, Billy Jack, if I didn't mow my grass in town, what would happen here? And so he called and had it mowed. But in all honesty, they keep it mowed. It's just this year it rained a lot, so.
Well, I would recommend if this is a direction, again, can't commit to unfortunately anything with you tonight, but if this is the direction council would like to consider, a vote to direct the city manager and myself to go down that route, and we'll report back.
I'm more curious about the legalities and insurance and
You
leasing
basically be
proposals and-
privatizing the park.
Yeah.
I mean, and by leasing the park out, we lose control over what happens at it, and you're privatizing the park. If that's the direction that you wanna go, we can certainly go into that and look at it. But understand that to every sunrise, there's also a sunset that comes with it. So, we would do our best to pull both sunrises and sunsets out of it. I would very much like to have my parks director involved in that discussion. There's a lot at play here, and it's not just allowing the locals to take care of the park. There's liability issues. There's a lot there. So
Where the swing sets is in the park and where they fish and all that, I don't see that. I would just help you take care of that. The property to the east of it is where I would spend some money and develop it and bring in the dock. So that would be y'all's. I would just keep it mowed and up for you. So I don't,
And again, that's why I think I'd hate to negotiate any contracts live on TV.
I got you.
So if this is a direction that we are at least quasi interested in, tell us you want us to pursue it, and we'll pursue it, and maybe it's fruitful, maybe it's not.
I would like for you to consider it.
Do we take care of it now?
do you wanna talk about that, Doug?
I mean, we don't take care of it now, do we?
Doug
You said the
Well, you
pig
mow
tails
it.
are turned over and,
The mowing out there is on a rotation, just like all of our other parks. Every time we do one rotation, we've gone out there and done that. I want everybody to understand there's different areas out there, and Mr. Thomas just pointed that out a little bit. There is a park area that he's talking about that's directly across from his house. The rest of that is the watershed for Lake, and that includes two different boat ramps. And then the area he's talking about to the east of that park is what he's maybe talking about, putting some primitive camping and some other stuff. So there are different areas out there, it's just not all one big, so, I don't know if he's just talking about the park itself, that would be what the proposal needs to show, but it is mowed, just like every other park is, once we get our rotation, once we get around to that one.
And with all the storm debris, it has put everything else behind.
Yeah, we did.
Too,
Our
so that's-
parks, a lot of areas have suffered because of that.
Well, and it's a trifecta. We've had massive amounts of rain that we couldn't mow through. We got done with the rain, and then we got a tornado hit us. So we've been focused on debris pickup, not focused on going out there and having to mow it. So now we're done with that, and now they're trying to get caught up with all of the mowing. We're way behind this year, so it's true. Not denying that at all, but it is on a rotation, and every time I've been out there, it is mowed. So
The other thing I would say, it would be great to have, we have people that are out there that look out for things.
I don't know that I'd be as interested in leasing out the property as, but maybe a kind of a mix of a camp host or something like that, or having a formalized group of volunteers.
This negotiation would have a range, so privatization would be at one extreme, little extra volunteer help would be at the other. So the negotiation, if we were interested, would be a part of that spectrum.
And let me say too, thank you
Well,
for all that you've done out there.
you've got a dock out there right now that's out in the middle of the lake with no lights on it. And it's out probably 70, 80 feet out there. There's no reflectors and there's no lights on it. And there's a big old pipe sticking up in between the dock and the bank. So, you know, you get a call one night, somebody's out there on that lake and it's dark and they run into that thing. You know, that's what I was gonna move that as well. That'd be part of what, you know, there's a huge expense there.
let them decide whether we're going to negotiate this or not, and yeah, okay.
Yeah, so if council wants us to consider at least having these conversations, let's take a vote to that effect. If you don't, then we won't, and if we do, we'll bring back the fruits of those conversations.
Okay, so just to clarify, we'd be seeking a motion just to continue these discussions to see.
That's it.
What a formal.
Authorizing the city manager and the city attorney to negotiate with the party on.
This is not final.
Just to see.
Any final decision we brought back, and you are not committing to any decision tonight beyond, it's worth having a conversation.
Do we have that motion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion,
I'll
Counselor
second.
Boatright, second, Counselor Rowe. Cora, would you call the roll?
Counselor Boatright?
Yes.
Roden?
Yes.
Stone?
Yes.
Beatty?
Yes.
Gilmore?
Yes.
Woodley?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes, and the motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Discussion of possible action to approve a resolution casting a vote for the trustee office of the OKMRF board to fill the expiring term for District 2 trustee.
This is, we have an opening on the Oklahoma Municipal Retirement Fund board. I've been approached by somebody that I know and trust very well. He's the town administrator of Carlton Landing, and he has interest of serving as that board member. I've not received any other interest, or I don't know if Cora has or not, but typically those interest letters come through us. That being said, I've put my name in my vote in the hat for Mr. Gregg, and I would encourage you all to do the same.
Council, just for a bit of personal tidbit, I know Mr. Buckley. When I was the mayor of Muskogee, he was the city manager of Muskogee. You'd be well served.
Any discussion? Motion to approve. Motion, Counselor Boatright, second, Counselor Beatty. Cora, would you call the roll?
Counselor Boatright?
Yes.
Beatty?
Yes.
Roden?
Yes.
Gilmore?
Yes.
Woodley?
Yes.
Stone?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes, and the motion carries.
Thank you, Council.
Any new business?
Nothing from the city.
Remarks and inquiry by the city council. Counselor Gilmore.
I do have a couple of things I would like to get an update on. I've got a reoccurring issue with a piece of property here in McAllister that I've talked with city manager about a couple of times, located at 318 East Seminole in the area of Chaddock Park. There's an individual there that has a vacant piece of property there that is full of old hay bales, tractor tires, and some other things in there. And he maybe cuts the grass once a year. We'll give him a notice of violation. He'll cut the grass. 2 months later, we're in the same situation. It's a revolving door. And when we have a revolving door, that also means that my phone is also being a revolving door with complaints from citizens in the area. So I would really appreciate if we could take a look, and I know everybody is doing their job. This man, you're sending out the letters, he's cutting the grass once, and then in 2 months we're back in the same situation. There are animals living over there, and people in that area are rightfully upset. So this is a reoccurring situation with the same individual. So please, on that, if we can.
I
please
skips
get
staff
that.
reports, and we'll hear from Ms. Howell in a minute.
Okay.
We might get to have a little further discussion on that.
Okay. And then also on the corridor of Strong Boulevard, where Kid and Around Academy is, there are a few places in there also, but I'll reserve for in a little while when we do staff reports. Thank you.
Woodley?
Nothing now.
Stone?
Just because the city is no longer picking up brush, the dump is still open Monday through Friday, 8 to noon. And you can go drop off all your brush out there, clean up your yard. And at this point, it doesn't cost anything. Is that right for brush?
I'd have to look at the language on that, because I think there was we put something out yesterday, Adrian, on reopening that.
I think the message said it was open regular
Yesterday,
hours.
today,
Yeah,
or,
regular
they were
hours.
just back to regular hours,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm not, yeah,
Yeah.
just be aware.
Regular,
So,
yeah.
I told Dave, 3 weeks ago tomorrow I had my surgery, and I don't know something about that. I didn't get one call these 3 weeks from somebody complaining or needing some help doing something, except at 4 o'clock this afternoon. I went by and looked at it, so I guess I need to have more surgeries. But anyway, I did have a neighbor 3 houses down the street that had his car burglarized a few nights ago, so that's all I have.
Bill Red?
Nothing.
Baby? No. All right, I'll do mine, and I'll come back to you, Ms. Howell. Mayor's comments. I'm sure you all saw the scuttle over our, Tommy's not hiding in here, is he? Over our pothole, or my pothole, Palooza, as we ended up calling it. A couple of different things that we're trying to achieve through that. The number one being awareness of our app and how easy it is to use. Then second is just to help our streets look a little better. We don't send an employee driving around all day long aimlessly looking for potholes and different things. So to help the citizens identify the things that we need to fix and get our roads in a little better place, and get $100 if you hit the grand prize and help pay the water bill. So I know Dave loves this one.
I still like my Valentine's idea.
So what was your Valentine's idea?
My Valentine's idea was to fix up a pothole for your Valentine. Send us $100, we'll go fix a pothole for your Valentine.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah, everyone's interested in that.
I got to put a little heart around it.
Yeah.
Hope House is doing a cleaning supply drive. So if you have some extra cleaning supplies, you can drop those off at Hope House. School starts Thursday, so please be wary. If you are not dropping off children and you're going to work, you may want to just avoid the schools altogether. Usually the first couple of weeks, the lines they're crazy. Everybody's trying to figure out which way to go, where to go. People not following the rules, people following the rules, and so just avoid those areas altogether and just kind of keep a lookout. We'll have a bunch of kids out walking, and everybody's schedule's changing. You can even have parents out running, jogging in the morning, and different things. So just be aware of that. And then we received the keys to the airport.
We did, yes, we received the keys to the airport on last Tuesday.
And so Very neat there. So with that, we will move back up to staff report and hear from Ms. Allen.
Hey, good evening, council, Mr. Mayor, Mr. City Attorney, Mr. City Manager. So, gosh, 8 years with the city, and this is my first ever staff report to you guys. So thank you for having me and giving me this opportunity. I am definitely excited to be here and share with you what Miss Rosemary Carshall and I have been up to this summer. If you don't know, we do have a second code officer now, which has been a fantastic asset to our community. I can't say enough good things about the work that she does, but we'll jump right into it because it has definitely been a team effort this summer. And thank goodness, because the grass, oh my gosh. So, of course, we see a lot of issues that keep us busy all over town this time of year. Unfenced pools, improper parking of boats, travel trailers, RVs, that sorts of thing. We'll see side obstructions at intersections getting reported a lot more frequently just due to the growing vegetation. And then of course everyone's favorite, we all love the folks that blow the grass into the street. Not really, we don't. Please don't do that. So anyway, but of course the growing grass is our biggest priority this time of year, and it takes the most time and attention. And with as much rain as we had this year, the grass was growing earlier and faster than in years past. It's also a big priority for our citizens in our community. That is the #1 complaint that we receive from citizens this time of year, hands down. And with that said, we received, since April, which is really what I consider to be the beginning of our grass season, so to speak. So since April, we have received a total of 71 citizen complaints regarding high grass, only high grass. May, June, July, those were the big months where we saw an influx of those. That was where the majority of those came from. They're starting to kind of dwindle now as the grass isn't growing quite so fast with the temperatures and all of that. So our efforts to address our citizens' concerns with high grass, that includes, we mail flyers, lots of flyers out to people, particularly to try to help them understand the maintenance of right-of-ways and easements, those areas that can create a lot of confusion, ditches, areas between like fences and streets and alleys and just all the fun things. So we have a flyer to help educate before anything when it comes to that. You also might get a friendly little door hanger, a little reminder to mow. And then of course we do mail notices of violation, and it has been a busy year for that. I'm sure a lot of you have received those phone calls. So we start mailing those notices in April. And I would say early May, we focus primarily on vacant property. We kind of leave citizens to accept the fact that mowing season is upon us again, and we kind of leave them alone through April and focus on those vacant properties. And then our citizens, occupied properties, start to get notice about mid-May. It's pretty evident by then who's gonna mow and who's not so hip to mowing. This year, since April, we have mailed, combined, Rosie and I, over 1,100 notices for high grass. That is from April to August. It's been busy. So approximately 100 of those notices, those are gonna be folks that did need and receive a second and final notice of violation. Just reminding them to go ahead and do what we've asked them to do, get the grass mowed. And that, again, that number does include our occupied and vacant properties. Unfortunately, sometimes people need a little motivation to get the mowing done, and that is where citations can come into play. There can be a little bit of confusion. I'll hear people sometimes say, oh, I got a citation from the city, when they actually just got a notice of violation. So if you didn't get a visit from myself or Rosie and a police officer, you just got a notice of violation. But if we do come to visit you and you do receive a citation, you know, we do that with the assistance of our police department. And This year, we did not issue our first high grass ticket until the middle of June. Again, it was a wet spring, early summer. The grass was growing like crazy, so we definitely tried to work with people as much as possible and be sensitive to that. So mid-June, we did issue our first citation, and to date, we have issued 9 citations for grass. 8 of those 9 citations have been dismissed. The citizens did what they needed to do before their court date, and the ticket was dropped. We do have 1 ticket still outstanding for grass, and they are about halfway through with the yard, and we feel pretty confident that they're gonna get there, so we are hopeful for them. Of course, with any ticket, any situation, it's always our goal to get voluntary compliance. We don't ever wanna have to resort to citations if we don't have to, but sometimes it's necessary. You know, if a citation is issued, we wanna see the violation corrected more than we wanna see people pay a big fine. That is not what you have us here for. We have police to do that. We are here to address the problems and get them solved. Not write tickets unless absolutely necessary. And that's true with all of our tickets, not just high grass. If it's a cleanup or a vehicle or something like that, the process is the same across the board. So I am happy to report, though, that most of our citizens are doing what they need to do. They're consistently keeping their properties mowed. They keep them under that 12-inch limit. And we have a high rate of compliance with our occupied properties. Our problem really is vacant stuff. So, before we get into discussing like the vacant stuff, we have a couple notable wins this season, some things that we really got excited about. So, we had a few demolitions that were completed by property owners after they did get a notice of violation from the city. One of those is over on West Stonewall. Mr. Roden, you've probably seen that work that took place over there, so.
And you think that's good? Oh, where they tore the house down.
Yes,
I thought
sir.
you was talking about my neighbor, if you was gonna say.
Oh, we always talk about your neighbor, but not tonight.
We'll talk about it after this meeting.
Yes, sir, of course. Always welcome that conversation.
But that looks good.
It does, it
I
does.
tried to buy that 20 years ago.
Might be for sale now. So yeah, the gentleman took the structure down. Not only did he take the house down, he did a great job clearing the lot. So a couple of mature trees are left. It's mowable. It's fantastic. Also have another structure in progress over on West Ansley. This one's moving a little bit slower, but the owner is doing it themselves. So the house is down. They're working to remove the house now. So I'm confident we're gonna get there. But they're doing it themselves, and it's, Mr. Stone knows it's a lot of fun when you do it yourself.
Turn your wife loose on it and it's down.
There you go. Give a woman some heavy equipment and you'll get some things done. And then we also had another accessory structure. We had a dilapidated shed that was removed over on West Delaware. Again, owner paid for that, got notice from the city, decided let's go ahead and do what needs to be done. So on to vacant and abandoned properties and structures, our favorite. This is definitely the biggest problem that we have and the greatest source of complaints that we get from citizens. You all take those phone calls. We've received those calls, talked till we're blue in the face about it. It's a problem. But we have many, many, many properties that would not be maintained at all if we did not do what we do. If the city did not do abatement mowing, it would be an absolute nightmare. So this is such an important service for our citizens, for our neighborhoods, and just for our community as a whole.
How many structures have we taken down? Do you know off the top of your head?
I can give you a guesstimate off the top of my head. I would say that Jamie, through her condemnation process, 160, 170 in 10 years?
140.
Okay,
There's probably more, but at least 140.
I know when you're driving by them every day, it feels like nothing is being done with the vacant structures that need to come down, but
correct.
when
So
you look at what we've done over time, 140 is quite a bit.
Jamie's been in her position about 10 years now, and yeah, she's at 140. I'm coming into 8 years, and I have successfully worked with, I'm in the neighborhood of somewhere around 30 or so, maybe 35 property owners that I have worked directly with them outside of the condemnation process, and just they were able to get the structure down after working together. So we're getting there, and I know it's hard because sometimes it is difficult to see the progress. But we literally have streets that have had 4 and 5 structures come down. So if you live on that street, you've seen the progress. But you know, if you're in an area where perhaps things aren't as dilapidated as some of the other areas, you may not notice. Our work has been a little more heavily concentrated, you know, 3rd Ward, 4th Ward, things like that. So
the other issue to note with that is, because I know people do get frustrated, is the house is on the list and it's next up and somebody burns one down. And then we get that cleaned up and it's like, no, you're the next on the list, and then they burn one down. And it's like, no, I'm telling you, you're next on the list, and then they burn one down. And you have to take down the burnt structures.
And I would like to tell you that we're in a different boat this year, but we're not. In fact, I believe that the demo budget was cut from what it was last year. Of course, we're not the only department getting cut, so we understand it's painful for everybody, but our budget was cut, and there's a good chance that with the money we got, we probably will not even be able to take down all of the burnt structures we had. And it is frustrating. I have the same conversation over and over with folks, and people get tired of hearing it because it just sounds like lip service after a while, but all it takes is money. And if you guys want to carve out about $100 grand for us, we could really, really make a difference. But until then, we're going to do what we can, and we're going to keep having those conversations, and we're going to continue to work with property owners and get them to take down the structures that they are able to. So the progress is slow, but we're still making progress. But as a result of all of these properties, again, we do have a very strong abatement mowing program, and we also have a lot cleaning program. I don't have time to talk about that tonight, so you guys will have to have me back for that in the future. But we are starting to be able to clean properties, say where squatters have been, or you know, they've just been abandoned, and you know, you've got debris, or renters move out and you know, leave garbage everywhere, and the owner doesn't want to go pick it up. We can now do that for them. So it's been great, and I look forward to talking with you guys more about that. So our abatement process, that is a process that is outlined and required by state statute. We don't just make this stuff up. We're not out here just doing things willy-nilly. There is a very thorough process that we follow for our abatements. And we don't use this process on occupied properties. Under normal circumstance, this is reserved for things where there is nobody to take responsibility for them. And usually they're going to be foreclosures, or they're just owned by someone who is deceased or out of town, absentee kind of a situation. So here we go. We took bids in March on our abatement mowing. We had a fantastic response from contractors. We received 13 requests for bid packets. We had 9 of those returned to us for bidding, and we put 3 contractors on contract. 2 of them mow full time. One of them is basically a backup if something happens to one of them. Our contractors, Mr. Tommy Hendricks and Mr. Darren Bell and his crew with Limestone Gap Construction, have done a fantastic job for us this year. They really have done great. Couple of highlights with that. We did see a small decrease this year in our per lot mowing cost. It wasn't anything super substantial, $5 to $15 per lot, just depending on size, structure, no structure, height of the grass, those kind of things. But the cost has come down just a little bit. We did make 2 additions to the contract this year. Large acreage mowing, so that when we do get those complaints about those parcels that are big, 5 acres, 6 acres. We've got one on the highway, a 7-acre tract that we've struggled with to get mowed. Our contract previously just did not fit that type of mowing. It would have exhausted the budget. And it wouldn't have been fair, honestly, to the property owner either. But we now have something in place so that we can address that if it comes up. This is for brush hogging, big vacant lots. And we also added a little bit of limited weed eating Obviously, we do not wanna pay abatement contractors to go in and landscape or manicure a property. But there are times when you gotta bust the weed eater out. You've gotta get the weed eater out, and you gotta hit that fence line, you've gotta hit those utility poles, and it just helps the overall appearance of the property after abatement. You know, if you go mow 4-foot tall grass and you leave 4-foot tall grass in the fence, it still kinda looks crappy when it's all done. So we want to, see that not be the case, you know, so we did add that in. Again, it is a limited weed eating, on that. So we typically start abating properties and start running our mowers. Those guys are out starting in May. We will mow from May until October, sometime in October. So we are out there 6 months out of the year cutting grass. It is a very, very busy time for us. So mid-May, we sent our first notice to proceed to our guys. Of course, just like our citizens, man, it was rainy, it was wet. We don't ever want our guys to get into a property and damage it. We don't wanna see ruts, we don't want them getting their equipment stuck and creating more problems. So we did start a little slow, but even with the slow start, they did complete the mowing of 24 properties in May. As things kinda started drying out, we got 34 properties mowed in June, 49 properties in July, and we are moving now. We are really moving quickly. August, we've already completed 19 properties. Rosie assigned 10 properties on Monday to her contractor. I have 15, possibly 20 that I'll send to my guy on Friday. They have 10 days to mow those, so those will be completed this month. That's an additional, let's just say 35, and then we should both be able to send at least one more list this month. So we're picking up steam. You're gonna see a lot of things getting cut. This also means that we have completed the first cut on pretty much everything that we have to maintain. So it's been mowed once, definitely ready for a second cut, and we are already working through those with the August mowing. So we're trying to get there and get that done. With that said, we will mow these properties twice at least. We hope to get 3 cuts on them. A lot of it just depends on what the weather does come October. So when you are getting those phone calls from citizens and they're expressing that frustration, you know, we're no different than anybody else. We've kind of got to get to everything, and we do it in a cycle. You know, I'm not gonna go over here and mow something for a 3rd time if I haven't mowed this for a 1st time, and we're not gonna start cutting things a 2nd time if we haven't gotten everything mowed that needs a 1st cut. So it's a process, but we're rolling. Our current budget for abatement mowing is $20,000, and we use, I think last year we used 19,000 and some change, so we definitely use it. And you're gonna see why here in just a second. So, right now we've spent just shy of about $7,800, has gone to our contractors. We've paid that money out. That doesn't include what we've got encumbered for the current mowing that's happening right now. I figure once they invoice, we're probably gonna be sitting at about 10 grand. We'll probably have used about 50% of our budget. Of course, anytime the city mows something for you, you get an invoice for that, and that invoice is gonna include what we had to pay to the contractor, so that's your cost of mowing, plus the $100 administrative fee, and that is, we get to add that on there. You know, if we have to be your property manager, we're gonna get a little something for that. As a municipality, we see that back because we do put a lot of time into that process. The average cost this year, about $160 to $200, and that's gonna be for just any lot under a half an acre. You start getting bigger than that, the cost goes up, but about $160 to $200. Folks have 30 days to pay that invoice. After that, we send it to the treasurer. So just to give you guys an idea of where we're at, we have mailed 94 invoices to property owners so far, totaling $17,106. Of those 94 invoices that we have mailed, 2 of them have been paid. 2 out of the 94. So, again, that abatement process, filing those liens, certifying those costs, very important to help us recoup that money. So again, we place a lien against anything that we abate, and if the owner fails to pay, we're gonna, the county assessor, county treasurer is going to certify those costs, and they become a lien against the tax roll. Now, every year, we get some of that money back. It either, you know, people get their tax bill and say, oh crap, I don't want the city doing that for me again, and they pay it, or it goes to tax sale. So, in 2024, we got back a little over $25,000 in old liens that we had paid out, and we also got just a hair over $4,800 in interest on those liens that came back to us. That does not include demolitions. We do have other costs, about $13,000, almost $14,000 in demos, and another $8,300 in interest on those demolitions came back to us in 2024. So far this year, we're sitting at $17,000 in recouped cost, and $3,700 in interest. Demos are already coming in. We've gotten $17,000 back and about $4,600 in interest. So we do slowly get that money back over time. The county treasurer will no longer accept your tax payment without you paying your lien as well. So that has helped us tremendously. I cannot say enough good things about our county treasurer's office. They are fantastic. We have a really good working relationship with them. And they also do a great job maintaining their properties. So big shout out to Pittsburgh County, because they take care of business as well. And if we come across something that needs mowed, we call them, it's done within a couple of days. I think he called me with one not too long ago. They got it done. It took about a week, but it gets done. Okay. In closing, I'm getting the old tap. So that's just a recap. That's our summer. Obviously, we do a lot more, and I could go on and on and on about code enforcement. So I look forward to coming back in the future. I hope you guys will give me a chance to come back and talk to you about our abatement lot cleaning, because that's a huge step forward for our community. It's a great thing that we're doing with that. So, okay, thank you.
A couple of quick statements, questions. I would like to point out that you really do work with people.
Absolutely.
You don't just want to give somebody a ticket and move on, as long as you see progress and a little bit of help me help you. Like, I know you're not going to get this done this weekend, especially if it's a house that's got piles of trash and grown up grass and those things, but
correct. I mean,
you take it very serious with them. I've got to see some progress too at the same time.
We really try to meet people where they're at. I mean, if a property didn't get in that condition in 10 days, it's probably not going to get cleaned up in 10 days. Yes, I mean, I could go on and on.
But no, I
about that,
appreciate that.
Yeah,
I just wanted to
absolutely.
point out that we're
We
not just
always
out there
want
to-
to work with people. We want people to call us, hey, what can we do to help you? So, yeah, tickets, they're a last resort for us. You really have to work to get one of those. Like, you gotta try.
And one thing I really try to encourage people, there are people with disabilities, elderly, maybe in a bad situation, go out, meet your neighbors, help somebody out. I mean, they may just be, maybe they're physically capable and they're just in a rut. You know, sometimes we just need to get out and help people and be a community and pull together, and sometimes people need help getting ahead to stay ahead.
Absolutely.
And then another big misconception is ugly isn't against code.
No, it is not.
So I know those are some of the calls that you get of this thing, look, and you go, okay, but you need to tell me the code violation.
Yeah, we don't so much address aesthetics as actual violations of code.
Yeah, so that is a little bit misconception. And I assume on the app I can report.
Oh my gosh,
progress.
the app is fantastic. I know you're catching a lot of flack over that right
Yeah.
now, but from our standpoint, we really have enjoyed the app because the complaints come in. It allows citizens to upload a photo, which can be very helpful. I will say it's real cute when we get a selfie. That's not the photo we're looking for, folks. Please take a photo of the violation. But we enjoy those. But yeah, the app is fantastic, and I try to push that. It's very user friendly.
Does it help you as far as addresses and things kind of auto-populate for your letters? in
No,
any of
not
that?
at all. All of our letters, we do all of our research. All of those are, you know, we type them in, seal them up,
It just
mail
gets
them
it
out.
on the list where you could, instead of you
Yes.
having to make notes.
Yes,
and-
but with that said, you know, we're very proactive. However, if a citizen reports something, that goes to the top of our list. Like, we're going there first. So it definitely helps. If you have an issue, please report it.
Well, one of the things I really like the apps is we are human. We do make mistakes. We forget things. We forget to write things down. We get distracted. We miss voicemails. You know,
Mhm.
and those sorts of things. And that's one of the amazing things is it goes into the system, and we don't have to sit there and go, oh, wait a minute, they walked in my office. Who was that called me? I just got off the phone.
And it's really nice because like the way that ours are set up, if we get one, and let's say I've had 50 emails that day or something and it falls to the bottom, it's gonna send me a reminder in like 2 days that like, hey, you haven't responded to this, and I love that. So yeah, it's hard for stuff. It can still fall through the cracks, but it is a very useful app for not only citizens but staff as well.
You have a tough job and sometimes some tough clientele to deal with, and we really appreciate everything your department does. So.
Thank you guys. I know you get all the phone calls too, so. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dad.
All right, city manager's report.
I don't have anything to report this evening. So kick it back to you.
Report. All right, well now, I'll take a motion to convene as McAllister Airport Authority. Motion to include approval of minutes from July 22nd, 2025, regular meeting of McAllister Airport Authority, confirm action taken on city council agenda item B and adjourn. Motion, Councilor Beatty, second Councilor Gilmore. Cora will take the roll.
Vice Mayor Beatty?
Yes.
Councilor Gilmore?
Yes.
Roden?
Yes.
Boatright?
Yes.
Woodley? Yes. Stone?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes, and the motion carries. Now take a motion to convene as McAllister Public Works Authority. Motion to include approval of minutes from July 22nd, 2025, regular meeting of the McAllister Public Works Authority, and confirm action taken on city council agenda item B and adjourn. Motion, Councilor Stone, second Councilor Woodley. Cora, would you call the roll?
Councilor Stone?
Yes.
Woodley? Yes. Gilmore?
Yes.
Roden?
Yes.
Boatright?
Yes.
Beatty?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes, the motion carries. Now take a motion to convene as McAllister Economic Development Authority. Motion to include approval of minutes from July 22nd, 2025, regular meeting of the McAllister Economic Development Authority. Confirm action taken on city council agenda item B and adjourn. Motion, Councilor Gilmore, second Councilor Roden. Cora, would you call the roll?
Councilor Gilmore?
Yes.
Roden?
Yes.
Woodley?
Yes.
Stone?
Yes.
Boatright?
Yes.
Beatty?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes, the motion carries. Now take a motion to recess into executive session in accordance with Title 25, Section 307B1, discussing employment, hiring, appointment, promotion, demotion, discipline, and resignation of any individual salaried public officer or employee, more specifically Mr. Andrew, city manager. Motion, Councilor Woodley, second Councilor Stone. Cora, would you call the roll?
Councilor Woodley?
Yes.
Stone?
Yes.
Boatright?
Yes.
Beatty?
Yes.
Gilmore?
Yes.
Roden?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes, the motion carries. Now in executive session. Back from executive session, only those items as listed were discussed.
Honorable Mayor, members of the council, pursuant to 25 OS 307B1, the council did convene an executive session to discuss the employment of the city manager. No votes were taken nor polls cast. However, at this time, I do believe an appropriate motion would be to accept the resignation of the city manager and to pay appropriate severance.
Do I have a motion to approve? Motion, Counselor Beatty, second, Counselor Woodley. Cora, would you call the roll?
Vice Mayor Beatty?
Yes.
Counselor Woodley?
Yes.
Gilmore?
Yes.
Stone?
Yes.
Roden?
Yes.
Boatright?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes, the motion carries, and we are adjourned.
We are not adjourned.
Not
Not
adjourned. I
adjourned.
jumped the gun.
Council, given the resignation of our city manager, the city needs to have somebody in charge, so we need to designate someone as interim. We have discussed with the assistant city manager, and he's indicated his willingness to serve that role on an interim basis, so I do believe an appropriate motion would be to designate the assistant city manager as the interim city manager until the position is filled.
Do we have a motion to have the assistant? Motion, Counselor Gilmore, second, Counselor Roden. Cora, would you call the roll?
Counselor Gilmore?
Yes.
Roden?
Yes.
Woodley?
Yes.
Stone?
Yes.
Boatright?
Yes.
Beatty?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes, and the motion carries. Now we are adjourned.